Hey everyone, welcome to this week's message for kids and youth from Atkinson Congregational Church. We are the light on the hill. No matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. Well, not in there because we're not having church in there right now, but we're still doing this online thing, but we'll get back in there one of these days. I'm very glad that you could tune in. My name is Pastor Jim Thomas. I'm glad that you could be with me today to hear this message just for you. You know, my birthday was a couple weeks ago, and my wife and Lynn and my kids, their names are Elizabeth and Patrick, bought me a smoker for my birthday. You know what a smoker is? A smoker's kind of like a barbecue grill, right? Except, don't look at how dirty that is. Except a smoker, at least this one, uses wood chips, pellets, and it cooks slow at a lower temperature, and it's really smoky. Check out my smoker. That's what it looks like. So when you're cooking stuff in the smoker, it takes a long time. The day I got it, I set it up and I got some pork ribs and I put the ribs in the smoker and set them in there to cook. And do you know how long it took? It took 7 hours. That's a long time to wait to eat some delicious ribs. But that's what it takes with a smoker. And a smoker requires you to have patience. That's what I want to talk about today. Patience. You know what patience is, right? What's patience? Patience is being willing to wait for something. Being not in a hurry. Being willing to wait for the right thing to happen. For the good thing to happen. Even when waiting is hard. So, what kind of people need patience, do you think? Well, I know all of us, right? But I'm thinking about people in particular. You know who I think about? Farmers. Farmers need a lot of patience because farmers in the spring, in April or May or maybe June, they're planting stuff in the ground. Maybe they're planting corn or green beans or carrots. Who knows? But they got to plant them early in the spring. And then you know what they have to do? Yeah, they have to make sure they get enough water and they have to weed them maybe. But mostly they have to wait, because that stuff's not ready to eat until later, July, August, September. They may plant something and then have to wait 4 or 5 months before it's ready to eat. That requires patience and hope, but mostly it requires patience. And every one of us needs to have patience too. Here's the thing though. I'm not very good at it. Yeah, I said that out loud. I'm not very good at patience. I want stuff now. I don't want to wait. I want everything right now. In fact, I used to have this prayer that I would pray to God, and I only did it sort of half joking, and I used to pray to God, God, give me patience and give it to me right now. Didn't work, in case you're curious. That prayer never works. What sorts of things make it hard to be patient, do you think? How about things like you're hungry, but dinner's not ready? That makes it hard to be patient. Or maybe you've got a little brother or sister who's walking along beside you and they're having trouble keeping up because their legs are too short and they keep slowing you down. That makes it hard to be patient. What other things? What else can we think of? Can you think of anything? I bet you can. Oh, here's one of my favorites. When my kids were small, car rides made them impatient. Maybe you've done this. Maybe you've sat in the back seat and yelled at the people in the front seat, the big people, and said, "Hey, are we there yet?" And then you wait like a minute and you ask again, and then you wait like a minute and then you ask again, and then there's usually some explosion from the front seat because they get impatient with you being impatient. That ever happened to you? It happens to me all the time. It used to anyway. But here's the thing, our Bible says a lot about patience. It's in there all over the place. There's all sorts of places where that great book tells us that being patient is important. Here's a couple of examples. There's this book called Proverbs, which is full of all sorts of really good sayings in it. And in the 14th chapter of that book, it says, patience leads to abundant understanding, but impatience leads to stupid mistakes. So if we take our time and we're careful and we do things the right way, things are going to turn out pretty good. But if we get in a rush and we're trying to do things really fast, that's when we make mistakes. There's another place in the Bible, there's this letter that was written by this guy named James, and James sent out this letter, and in writing the beginning of it, he says, "My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. Stay patient, because our anger and our impatience does not produce the result that God desires." So when we're being impatient, when we're in a rush, when we're in a hurry, we're not doing what God wants for us. God wants us to be patient. And then there's one of the most famous verses in the whole Bible in this letter that Paul wrote to a church in a place called Corinth. In that first letter that he wrote in the 13th chapter, he says very simply that love is patient and love is kind. So to be patient and be patient with others is the way to show love. I can't say it any better than that. So, my friends, this week, as you go about your week, think about when you get impatient. And think about what's making you be impatient. What's causing that impatience in you? And then take another look at it and see if maybe, just maybe, you could be a little more patient and not in a hurry and not rushed and not frustrated, but instead be calm. Love is patient. Love and patience are kind. Well, that's the good news for this week. I'm really glad that you were able to sign in and join me. I hope that you get over to our website. If you're not there already, go over to atkinsoncc.org, click on Virtual Church School and that green link, and you'll see a link to this week's message from our friends at Go Plus. And I think you'll like it. It's a good one, and enjoy the lesson. Enjoy the beautiful weather. Enjoy your week. Blessings. We'll miss seeing you all and hope to see you soon. But have a great week. Be blessed. And be patient. Take care. Bye-bye.